Welcome. Now we begin today's class in a child's pose. So you're going to bring your knees wide, big toes to touch. Sink your hips down towards your heels. Reach your fingers forward and then allow your head to come down to the mat. This Wellness Wednesday today is going to be focusing on hips and focusing on just accepting where you are right now in your fitness journey. Everybody's different and everybody's different. Learn to accept who you are and where you are. Sink your hips down a little more close to your heels. Reach your fingertips a little more forward, slowing down your breath. Slowly turn your gaze towards your fingertips and come on up, hands and knees. Bring your knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Now sometimes this is a bit much on the wrists, and there's a few things you can do here. One is to bring your forefinger, or your pointer finger, and your thumb, so your pointer finger's forward towards the front of your mat, but you're going to press the pointer finger and the thumb down so you come to the natural curve of your palm. Less of the weight is going right on your wrist and more of it is going throughout your hand. Keeping your spine nice and straight for a few breaths here. When you're ready, you're going to press your palms down a little more, just grounding down to the floor. Again, pointer finger. Now bring all your knuckles down, all your knuckle joints down to the ground. And as you do so, you're going to exhale and press your spine up towards the ceiling. Allow your head to come between your arms. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lengthen through your spine. In this tabletop position, have a couple breaths in, a couple breaths out. And then on your next exhale, you're actually going to push your spine down. So you're not actually dropping your belly, you're pressing your spine, arching down. This is called a cow pose. And then your gaze can look up. And then come back to a straight spine. Nice tabletop position. And then you're going to take, so just so you can see here, take the bottoms of your toes to the mat. Walk your hands back. Shoulders are over your hips, stretching through the front of your feet. You can always lift up and do it a little again. Always come forward if that's too much weight in your toes. And while you're here, take your right hand forward, fingertips up to the ceiling, and gently bend those fingers towards your face. Little wrist care here, fingertips down, press your palm towards your body. And now the left hand, fingertips up, bending your fingers into your body. And then the fingertips down. And then go ahead and do some wrist circles right here. Stay on your knees. Bring a little more light into the room. That's better. So you're back here on your toes, wrist circles. Come back down to the mat. Bring your knees under your hips. So now you're going to take your left hand forward, right leg back. And you take this bottom foot and allow the top of your foot to come to the mat if that feels better. A little balancing table. Keep your breath slow, especially if you begin to shake. And then switch. Left hand comes down, right knee down. Feel nice and grounded. And then right hand forward, like you're going to shake someone's hand. Left leg out. and back to center. Go ahead and bring your elbows down to where your wrists are. So now you have your fingers straight out from your elbows and your elbows in line with your shoulders. And you can stay here, or you can flip your toes and press your hips up. This is a dolphin pose. Now anytime if anything here is a little too tricky or hard or impossible, or it feels impossible, go ahead and go back to that child's pose we had at the beginning. Or you can stay here in dolphin, reaching your heels towards the floor. Back is nice and straight. And slowly go back down. Now everybody come to child's pose, knees wide as your mat, big toes to touch, sink your hips towards your heels, reach your hands forward. So today with extra focus on our hips, go ahead and come back to that balancing table, rest under your shoulders, and you're gonna take your right knee out. I like to call this a little fire hydrant. It's like a fire hydrant pose. And then bring your knee back, down towards center, towards your nose, and back up. Big hip circles, or little ones. Remember today you're gonna do what you can do and embrace it. And then switch. And back down to center. So, left leg is gonna come out to that fire hydrant. And then press it back and down towards the middle and back out. Nice slow breath while you do so. And switch. Bring both your knees down to the mat. If your body will allow you and your wrists will allow you, bring your fingers in towards your knees. Stretch through the forearms, through your biceps, and definitely through your wrists. If you've been doing this for a while or this feels comfortable, go ahead and keep your arms in this position, or you can bring the fingertips forward and make a big figure eight with the hips. Take the hips, bump them to the left, loop on back, over to the right, forward, over, around, just big figure eights. And then you're going to switch, bump your hips to the left, up over to the right, looping around. Really just opening up through your hips. And then come to center. Take your left, excuse me, take your left foot between your hands. Begin to just rock a little forward and backwards. Now press your left knee forward and straighten through the left leg. So you can do this with if you have blocks in your home, this is a great way to help deepen your stretch. If not, maybe you have books or something else, or you can just do it without the blocks. Without the blocks, you're just straightening through the front leg, hands are coming to the mat. With your blocks, you can come back maybe a little further. You can keep your toes forward or flex your foot. And then rock forward. When your knee is over your ankle, go ahead and reach all the way up. And then release your hands back down. Take your front foot here, and you're going to walk your heel over to the right side of your mat and drop your knee down. So if you want to see that from the front, I can show you. You're going to take this left foot, walk it over to the right side of your mat, and drop it down. Now when you have your shin parallel with the front of your mat, walk back the right hip. Maybe this makes us come in at an angle, that's fine. You just want to keep both your hips in line with each other. Walking your back leg back towards the back of your mat. I'll show you from the side. It's called a pigeon pose. If you'd like, you can take the block, placing it under your left hip. It's just right here, helping me not have to go so low. And then sit up nice and tall. You've been doing yoga for a while, and you can sink a little deeper, go ahead and do so. You could come to both of your fists right here on your mat, bring your head down. You could bring your head down to a block. If you do have one of these, they're adjustable, so you got 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels. Or you can walk your head all the way down, fingertips forward. Pigeon stretch is a great hip stretch, hip opener. And then walk your hands back under your shoulders, raising back up. Now you're going to drop onto this left hip. And then bring your legs so they're both at 90 degrees. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. Call this a deer pose. But we're going to do some 90s. So 90-degree angles. And then flip to the other side. Rolling on your back hip. 1 more time. So we end up coming forward. Bring your hands back here. Lift up off your hip. And bring both your knees under your hips. I'm going to do that 1 more time on the other side. Take the right foot up forward between your hands. And start with that rocking motion back and forth. Again, you can bring your hands to the ground. You can always bring your hands to blocks or books or towels or whatever helps bring the earth a little bit higher to you. And then you're going to straighten through that leg. So again, you could do this with your hands on the floor. You could do it with blocks, without the blocks. And then roll back so that your right knee is over your right ankle. And reach up to the sky, slight back bend, looking upwards. And then slowly come back to frame your foot. So now you're going to take this right foot, walk it towards the left, right knee towards the side, and then walk back for your pigeon. So this way you'll see a little better how the block can help you. If your right hip doesn't come all the way down, you could take a block or a towel, place it right under your hip. And here maybe you'll be able to come onto your elbows. My watch is falling off, so I'm just going to move it off. And again, you can bring your head down to a block. You can double your fist and bring your head here. Once your front of your head comes into the touch of the surface, it helps to regulate your nervous system. It helps to get you out of fight or flight. If you can bring it all the way down, you can do that. Reach forward. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Move the block if you have it. Drop onto your right hip this time. And then bring your leg to 90 degrees. 90 degrees. And now my back to you. 90s. We'll do a few of those. This is great for hip mobility. If it's hard to do so, just rock as much as you can until you come forward and back to hands and knees. So now you're going to go ahead and come to another child's pose, extended child's pose, wide knees sinking to your heels, hands forward, bringing your head down to the ground. Now we're going to end this class the way we started, with yourself in child's pose. Slowly breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth.
this stretch is too intense on the front of your ankles, feel free. Just come and lay on your back. And as you do so, you're going to ground down to the floor and send up a little gratitude. Dear Lord, I'm so grateful that I have these hips. I'm grateful for this body. I thank you for every day I wake up with breath in my lungs, and I thank you for every day that I can walk and move and go places. Please help me to keep showing back up, and help me take care of my body so I can keep moving and enjoying my life, this life that you've given me. And I say these things, Lord, in Jesus' name, amen. Now if you're on your back, you can slowly roll onto your side, keeping your eyes closed and your body relaxed. If you're in this child's pose, you can stay here just for another breath. And slowly walk your hands up,
Seating on your heels. Come up off the ankles, crossing them, and then you come back into an easy pose. Some days, even just this pose may be difficult. Some days this pose may be easy. Some leg may be more comfortable in front. The other leg may be more comfortable in front. But I can almost promise you, if you keep showing up, then most days will feel easier than the one before. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully I'll be able to keep on bringing you content. Let me know what you think. You can comment on this and say, oh, what I really want to work on poses that help my hips open this way. Or, oh, my hips aren't an issue, but could we work on something with the shoulders? Or, I just feel like I'm new and I don't even know what I need to work on. But if you'd like, you can leave a comment. Let me know where you're thinking of going forward, what some of your goals are, or even just, hey, I showed up today and that's enough for me. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Now here's the challenge for the end of class. If you can get up without touching the floor, that's what you're aiming for. So for me, sometimes it's flipping the feet back into that deer pose, coming up on the knees, and then standing up. Maybe you have to work to it. Get better every day.